Hello everyone. I'm Mike. I'm the commentator for this season, and welcome to season 6 of Aero League Racing, where we start with Baku. Sorry, the settings are in fucking Dutch. I forgot to set that. It's the first race of the season, and we're going to Baku. I don't know if that's something they did in season 3 or 4, but it's not something they did in season 5. So, of course, a lot of shifting, so it will be exciting to say the least to see who comes out on top, who doesn't perform too well, and of course, who's going to take the championship. So I'm happy to be on this journey here. Of course, we first to the qualifying. And let's hope it will be clean racing without accidents. If it will low. As of yet. Oh, well, we'll focus on. Oh, maybe it's Taz. Yeah, it's Taz. So, I'm surprised to see how this will go. Site has already DNF'd. Anyway, I think we're focused on the guy that's first going to set the lap. I don't know a lot about Bundes, but I think he's a pretty fast guy, so... So yeah, of course, first season, lots of new drivers. Last season with Tier 5, it was just a mashup of everyone. I think Rice came from Tier 5, and I think Bank, but I'm not sure. As Bundes now comes up to the long straight, up to the finish. And what time of lap will he set? And it's going to be 1:39.7. Which does not get beaten by both of the Williamses, as there is an invalidation from the Ferrari. The racing point is also invalidated. The Alfa Romeo is not invalidated. I think this might get to the fastest lap. No, it doesn't quite. And Reno gets to P9. Bundes is able to keep it together, stay on pole for now, with Hank also not finishing. Morris guy moves up to 6th with the fastest sector 3. An invalidation from Eco doesn't see him move up. Move on to RDO. It's not a fast lap from RDO, and he's going to the pits. The Red Bull of Ted is also going to the pits. The Ferrari of WRX isn't, but I think it was invalidated. As the Haas comes into the pits, the Williams are pitting. Andrew is not pitting, I think. No, Andrew is definitely pitting. Racing Point is pitting, I think. Yeah. I think Igor is going to pit. The two Alphas are obviously going to pit. Just saw someone with the fastest sector 1, and it's WRX. As the Alpha double stack in the pit. I honestly didn't think, I thought that was an invalidation from WRX, but apparently it wasn't. As I think that Morris going slow, run out of fuel. As he enters the pit lane, and I think that's Eagle going on. Eagle gets P6. Right now though, WRX is going with fastest sector 1 and sector 2. There's a whole lot of guys exiting the lane to set faster laps. This might be a very, very good lap from WRXD. And he puts it to pole, professional pole. Let's see, and then it's Gasol is then the next one that's going to set lap. Did lock up back there, but he didn't invalidate. Smoothly through the Gasol, just as we like to see it. This is a tricky part. If you go just a bit too wide, it's all over for you. There is a lot of cars out, so I hope everyone manages to find a bit of place as he scrapes the wall, but it doesn't look there is damage at all. That's a fast sector 2, but oh! It's an invalidation. That's tower, but track limits are track limits. You gotta respect them or you'll be smitten. Yeah, so that's a wonderful lap from that's just out in the bin. It's going to pit, maybe for new tires and retry. I think that's Christoph behind. No, as Igor does pit. So it's now Luke that's going to be the first one to settle up. Ferrari coming out, or Alfa Romeo does not hinder him. It's Alfa Romeo. But he might hinder RDO. He goes to the side as it should. Great sportsmanship from the Alfa. As Luke now comes to the end of sector 1, goes fastest of all. But that might also be that RDO is going even faster. I don't see that just as of yet. We'll see who goes fast after he crosses the line. And of course the track is being fast, but also respect the track limits. If you cannot respect the track limits, it's over. I think Raisin is having a good toe of that from RDO. So that will definitely help him set his lap. Because Baku you need the downforce, but if you get into the third sector, you just need to get the dough from a car behind to really get the best out of your car. It looks like it's going to be a good lap from Luke. Actually, just a tad slow out of the final. RDO goes P12. Grayson puts it all the way up in P3. As Dangerous Dove is now going for his lap. How is it with Christoph moves up to P4. That was a great lap for him. The Williamses. Jamie puts it to P8, Steve puts it to P5. And that's Expert Drew with the fastest lap. He doesn't get beaten by Reno, who gets 4th. How is Chris going to do? P14, just a tiny bit faster. What's Morris going to do? Morris moves it up to P9 into the top 10. I think that's Trucco coming up. Nope. It was Castle, and Castle invalidated because he's not set the time, or it was his outlap. As Weird WRX goes now for his lap. Go back with Grayson. I'm pretty sure Grayson will pit this lap, but he might go for a double lap. He does not. Eagle gets a nice toe out of RDO. That's teamwork of the Tauris back there. Great teamwork, but it doesn't really help Igor. As that also goes to the Christopher was on his outlap, so this is also his in-lap. Bundus goes into the pits. I don't think El Trucco is. No, El Trucco is going for his lap. I think the rest of the guys are going into the pits. Ferrari, Williams, Alfa, all in the pit. They can go out for one more lap if they are quick. That's a Renault out of fuel, a Renault out of fuel. And the McLaren also goes for the pit lane. Mercedes sticks it out, that's P3 for Castle. Staying out that long, or like having so many failed attempts, finally worked out. SWRX is still going out on track. He improves to P3. And now we go to Quack, who has not set the lap yet. So this will, oh, that's a 6.5 minutes lap. Yeah, that was full of invalidation. It wasn't meant to be. Did he just crash out on purpose? No, he's still going, he's still going. As Igor now pits. Video coming up, but we'll focus on El Trucker because he's the first one to come to the line. As people leave the pits for the final runs. Trucker has set on 141. Does he improve? Yes, he improves to P13. Castle is going to pit. Yeah. That means next up is RDO. I just hope Castle does not get in the way of RDO. The difference is a little bit big for that, so he'll be fine. Behind him is Andrew, I think. These are still out laps, by the way, so this lap did not matter too much. Now it will matter for RDO. He might be able to recover from his bad lap and put it up there. Ferrari 1 pits, I think that's WRX. Yes, it was indeed. Haas going out late. Does not block the Alpha. Dove, I think, yeah. Oh, and there was yellow flags because a Mercedes stopped. But I should be getting back to it. A lot of guys going for their time lapse now. This is the final call for those who want still to go out for a lap, because after this there's no more time. Oh, as RDO hits the wall, and I think there's massive front wing damage. This is not what he needed right now. Oh, I don't think RDO will put the faster lap in with a broken wing. Yeah, the castle section is a tricky one, and I think RDO will not. Actually, I might as well finish the freaking lap and just get it over with. Maybe he'll improve. Probably not. Now it's better for him to pit, save his tires. He's weaving, signaling. He is not going to stick it out for another lap, and that's an out. I say out, but really I mean. That's Dove is on his first lap. That's a 140. That's P12. As we now see Bundes coming up. Bundes is now going first lap. A Racing Point in the pits. That's an Alpha Tauri of, I think, Igor. Yes. Igor is on his outlap, so that doesn't matter too much. Yeah, RDO gave up. I can understand it why. That's Jamie coming up now. But that crosses the line, doesn't do anything. Morris, I don't know what this guy is doing, but he's trying his best. That's what he's doing. Jamie in P3 invalidated. Mercedes continues on. No better time. Ferrari, no better time. WRX just got in a new lap. The McLaren also. Chris also managed to cross the line before 1 second before the timer ran out. Luke moves to P16, will stay there. It's in Haas pitting, I think. No, that's the Alfa Romeo pitting though. Other Haas has crashed. What's Igor doing? Yeah, it's not really a place to crash. If you crash there, you land into the wall. So I think he just retired on track. Clam disappeared though, so that's sad for him. But maybe crashed somewhere. But as Igor approaches the line, he doesn't go for the pit lane. He goes P15. As you will see Morris. Yellow flags because a Ferrari is going really slow, probably run out of fuel. As Moritz goes over the line for P12, that's then Gessel across the line, Ferrari across the line, Red Bull pitting, Perez coming up to the line, followed by Luke. There is yellow flags, but that's just because of the pit lane, so no worries about that. That's Perez going into the pits as Luke passes him. Not on the standings though. Luke will be P16. Haas goes into the pits, I think. No, Haas was already done. So that was qualifying. The gaps aren't that big. I mean, the top 3 is covered within 2/10. We have Grayson on pole, followed by Andrew, Jamie, WRX, Cassell, Buntes, Reno, Ted, Christoph, and Steve rounds off the top 10. Followed by Igor, Morris Guy, Dangerous Dove, Trucco, Chris, Luke, RDO, and then the DNFs, Engbank, Quacker, and CT. So yeah, I hope that the race will be as exciting as qualifying. Probably more exciting because turn 1 and 2 are just death traps for cars. I just hope they keep it clean during the start and during the first 2 turns. That's the most important part about it. As everyone is now spreading up the setups, spreading up strategies. Baku should be a 1-stop from medium to hard, but if you go on a 2-stop, I think you have to go soft, medium. So I think the God, who was in 11? I think Igor has a decent chance of points today, as he was in P11. 5 seconds till the formation lap, and let's go to the track. Yeah, here go. They go for the formation lap. Kind of a gap between the Mercedes and the AlphaTauri, but it doesn't really matter. As long as no one gets disqualified, it's fine. Everyone is now off the line. Oh, it's even a soft part. Some people might go with hard soft because safety car, and there is already, I think Steve, yes, Steve has already come up. that happens. Nothing too big with that. You can just close back up, keep the tires warm, and just go back to P9 after the formation lap is done. As like I said, Igor has a good chance, I think, starting off fresh tires, since softs only lasts 6. Oh, he actually went on mediums. This is maybe something I might put up, as there is a Ferrari going wide at Castle. So yeah, we see everyone in the top 10, of course, on those softs. Then we have everyone in the top, or like in the lower part of the grid, we have on hards, except for Dove, Chris, and I think RDO, who all went on mediums. So I think that Dove and RDO can pull something off. I don't know about Chris, I haven't seen too much of him. Yeah, it looks pretty fast, so I hope there will be some interesting battles forming up later in the race. As the cars now form up in chaos order, that it will all get sorted out. It's just going to be waiting on the Haas and the Williams. As everyone goes back to the grid. With CD and Quack actually going behind CT. And we can better now go back to Gray. So the Ferraris look strong this season, or at least during quali. I hope they can all survive till, yeah, till what's okay? The order is just picking up. As oh, there is contact. There is big contact. It's all gone wrong for the Ferrari. Someone reverses in the middle of the track. That's not something you should do. There is a lots of ghosting, lots of these runs. Ferraris at dismal start. I think WRXD, sorry, even got damage. Yeah, a heavy damage from him. He will have to let incidents. Don't know why it says Gray is in 9th, and okay, it's all fixing itself now. So Bundus had a great start, to say it like that. I think he started P4 and he's now already in P1. He's followed by Gray, followed by Jamie, who's fighting Cassell, Reno, Andrew, Dad, Christoph, Steve, RDO, Igor, Dangerous Dog, Morris, Draco, Chris, and Luke, Walker, CT, and in last we have WRX, and it's a virtual safety car. I don't know why really, but probably a lot of debris, a lot of chaos from online. If you can get a good exit of the series, you can gain massive time, especially there are people with penalties. 5 seconds, 5 seconds, 5 seconds. A lot of guys in the pits. They're probably going to serve those. Which leaves us with, believe it or not, oh, I want to say a 1-2 of the Rebels, but for some reason it thought Rangers went into the pits. Buntus is in the lead as we are going green again. I saw blue flags, I do not know why. But yeah, this is showing that the medium hard guys have already gotten a lot of positions on those that had to stop, especially with the double stacks going on. I'm actually going to watch that because I think that is closer to a battle. I think that's a battle between the two McLarens. It is. Listening. It's going to get close between those two. As we don't get further up. Behind them there is Luke fighting off CT. As Hank goes for the overtake on Luke. Chris. Yes, there is a massive train behind Aero. Massive, it looks massive on the minimap, but it's 4 cars. As Gray has a run onto Bundus, there's no DRS yet, but actually it is this lap. So I think that we will see an overtake from Gray and Bundus. Rear wing opens. Yes, rear wing is open. Behind them there is CT going into the pits. Small lockup from Gray. Keeps it close behind his rival in the house. He wants to pull back. There is nothing that's going to stop him from it. Igor has fallen way down as CT is coming out of the pits. Behind Igor. Oh, and it's an incident in the famous castle, and that's a reset to track by Gray. Oh. It's all gone wrong for Gray in the castle. As we also see WRXD coming out of the pits. It's not his race, but it will be the race of Bundus, and that's looking at it like this. Yeah, oh there indeed, there is a battle between Steve, Dangerous Dog, and Gray. Gray actually has to pit, so the battle for third is between Steve and Dove. Now I know Dove, I've raced against him. And it looks like he will be having DRS. The wing stays closed, so he just must have missed out. Yeah, it's just all gone down. We see a Ferrari of Andrew holding off Jamie. Jamie has fallen far from the race with the opening pit stops, which is sad that it happens, but it happens. And we have El Truco pressurized by Angbank on the mediums. No, on the same right? No, they're both on the hards. Yeah, Steve is having the tire advantage right now. But remember, these tires do fall off after 6-7 laps, so Steve has to fill a gap from Dove if he wants to keep it. Right now, Dove being able to keep it is going to grant him a great position when everyone pits. More like on the second pit. As going up the straight, I think he'll be having the DRS open. Yes, and it's a long straight from DRS point to turn 1, so if you can place your car right, you can take your opponent, but he wasn't close enough. As we now see Trucko way close to Hank. He pushes really hard, almost slips away, but he keeps it on track. It's now RDO and Gray are fighting in the middle of the pack. They bend wheels together. They touch again, I think, but RDO makes it stick, it looks like. They leave space for each other and it's over. No, RDO isn't the one with DRS. RDO is going to get swarmed by people with DRS. Will he be able to hold it? They touch wheels again. And he is still able to get Gray. He does not go for the dive really. But they stay side by side. He gets him with exit speed. And he gets him into the chicane. RDO up into P12. Lovely work there. Battles. Yes. Dove is keeping up with Steve, and Ted is keeping up with Bundles. We're first going to watch these two as the safety car is out. Why is the safety car out? Where is the incident? I don't see any car stand still, so it might have just been a spin into Castle. As we see, Dad comes in for his stop, Bundus comes in for his stop, Dove is coming in for his stop, everyone is coming in for his stop. Of course, why wouldn't you? From here it's a two-stop from mediums to hard, medium softs. Well, one guy who doesn't pit is Chris, because he believes his 5-lap-old mediums can keep it. You see a lot of guys pitting, a lot of guys also don't pit. We can see that has lost massive places. Let's see here, Jamie has been in the pack. Castle has lost places. Reno kinda has. Andrew, with the penalty he had to serve, had a lot of time lost. It's a grand party here. As we have now Chris, Bundus, Steve, Dove, Luke, Ted, and Morris, Ray, Trucco, Christoph, Quack, Igor, Castle, Reno, RDO, Jamie, Andrew, WRSD, and CT Ice. We're just waiting for them to line up. I think it will take a few more laps. Also, hi Leon. How are you doing, my friend? We've been racing for 6 laps and it's been absolutely a great race. The guys on softs have been saved with the timing of the safety car, because their tires were losing grip and now they are on fresh parts which can go to the end. Safety car is not in this lap, thank you Swallow, but we'll safety car one more lap. We're waiting for both Ferraris of Andrew and WRX and CDIs to close up to the safety car. I think Ice may have troubles. No, he just took it easy and saving his tires, I think. So this will be final lap safety car, And again, the top 10 order is Chris, Bundes, Steve, Dov, Ted, Morris, Gray, and Trucco. The race has actually almost been reset, but this time with no one on the softs. Everyone has abolished the softs for what they were. There are 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 people who are going to the end on hards. I think I may be having to look when they pit them. Chris and Luke still have to stop. So Chris has to pick to hards or softs, and Luke has to pick to. Luke is going for the softs at the end of the race. Other than that, we have Ted, Gray, Christoph, and both Ferraris going with hards to the end, and the rest still has to pit for hards or softs. As we get confirmation, safety car in this lap, safety car in this lap. So Chris has to set the pace now. Remember, there's no overtaking into the timing line, as Bunders really wants P1 back. There's already gaps being created. I hope there's not going to be yellow. I'm going to focus on Steve because if you go a little in the middle, you can actually see the best angles of the pit stop. As he crosses the line and it's green flags. It's a lockup because Chris defended to the inside, and I think that's a Red Bull almost off. He's fighting the McLaren. Does he make it stay? Yes, he does, almost losing his rear again. That has defended his position. No incidents in turn 2 happened. There are fights between and actually watch out when you re-enter the track. He actually did watch out, but he is back between WRX and CT. Meanwhile, his teammate is still leading the pack, but he still has to pit. Yellow flags into sector 2. They turned green, but I think there's no incidents through the castle, though there is a front wing which has a bit of blue on it, and it's Chris. And I think Chris actually resetted the track, triggering mass collision. There will be a lot of reports for that one. I didn't even see Chris just parked up there. So that means Bundus has got his position back. Steve with a great P2 right now, followed by Dov, Ted, Morris, Gray, Luke, Truck, Christoph, and one who started P20 and is already up to P10. He still has to pit though. One more time. There is pit stops from Morris and Bundus. That means Steve goes up to P1. As it's safety car again, that's why they did it. As we see a lot of guys in the pits again. I think they're all going for mediums so they can go on softs later on the race. I don't actually know how long mediums go. Probably not 17 laps. Because hards only go 20, I think. CT goes for an ultimate strategy with the softs. Chris is not going to pit again on those hards, that's the plan. But I think that everyone made their stop except for this man here in P5, Luke, who has been spending 8 laps on his hards and is reluctant to pit. It's also impressive that we have had 2 safety cars, 1 virtual safety car, 2 spins at Castle, and yet we have no drivers out. So these drivers know how to crash, but more importantly, they know how to survive a crash, which is a valuable skill to have. I think safety car is out next lap as well, since the Eng and WRX are not catched up yet, as well as some others. No one has penalties at the moment, everyone served them in the pits. There is also no way to get corner cutting penalty, except for maybe turn 6 and 7, but apart from that, there is not really a corner cut. Yeah, and if you jump the curb at if you jump the curb at turn 15, if you jump the curb there, like this sharp one, before entering sector 3, yeah, then you get penalized. I think that's people in the pits, and that's Chris in the pits again. I wonder what's up with him today. He's the only one who pits, obviously. As he comes out and creates a McLaren sandwich for WRX to enjoy. He isn't too far off, he's going now CT, and I gotta admit his bravery is out on the softs. He's the only one. Yeah, and still the only one who hasn't pitted is Luke in P5 here. Yeah, there's of course a lot of weaving. The distance gap between cars though, I'm scared for this one. If someone has to suddenly brake, there is a big chance of people just hitting each other. As far as I see, everyone keeping it clean through the castle. I see the Williams of Jamie going a bit weird back there. But Jamie always has these issues, and I don't think it ever was anything serious. At least not as far as I know. I only raced him in, I think he was in sprint, but I also raced him in the PCT. As we again get the confirmation safety car in this lap. The Red Bulls again look strong, and so do the racing points. A lot of guys sticking close to the teammates. There is only 5 teams in the points as I can see. Wait. No, there's 6 teams in the points right now. As the tempo, or like the speed, is going down a bit, but it goes back up as maybe as it's an overtake for Christopher. Why did he overtake already? He had to let go and loses out big time, as that's an Haas running wide, and too bad for what it was him. I think he may have damage. Yes, he has. What could have been a great race for him has just turned back on him. Despite that, Igor and RDO, great teamwork. Of course, Steve is going to use. Oh, and Morris has DNF'd on track. What has happened to him? I can see him standing there. Can we get an angle if he actually crashed it? No, we cannot see that. fact, there is a gap of 1.3 between Steve and Dove. If he can keep this on, Steve is set for a great race with podium at least. So yeah, Alex, your car is winning. If only you were driving it. That is keeping up with Dove as well as Gray is. There's a train behind clock. So I think that may get the run up to Dove. You see, he doesn't go for it, he does wait. He gets the fastest last sector, so he has back going for him on March. As Jamie has been ending his race in the pits. It wasn't going good for him. I'm going to ask if he wants to say what happened. Yeah. So Jamie caused some bits of problems with his leg, and Quacker also has caused problems with leg. So yeah, Morris here confirms he did crash because of leg issues. As we now have Quacker finding off Andrew way back there. Steve actually almost has a 2-second gap to Dove, who's desperately trying to keep P2. Of course, he's on the mediums. I don't think Dove has a pit again, so Dove will be having that for him, but he is going to block the likes of Igor and Aero, who are on mediums. With Luke still not pitting on 11 lap old part. He should be pitting soon, I reckon. Yes, he just slowed down so he could get on the throttle early. Does it work for him though? He is going to get swarmed. But does he need any auto position? He got swarmed by everyone except Bundes, who is having a dismal race at this point, by the way. We see a fight between the Rebels and Dove, as Castle sets the fastest lap of the race. Great job, man, great job. As we see a train form behind England. Yes, or at least a little bit of one. Look, yeah, there are 4 cars there. As Quacker has crashed out in turn 2, and it caused a virtual safety car. This is going to be great for Luke, who still has to pit in my opinion. No, Luke still has not pit. Why has he not pit? There were 2 safety cars for him who used to pit when just... He doesn't wanna. He doesn't feel for it to pit. Those first cars can wait. I think it is safe to go on to as the gap between Steve and Dove has increased to almost 5 seconds. Yeah, as we see, big window open for the mediums in the one-stop stretch. But because of safety cars, people have been making safe tires, and I think that's going on an attack on Krista, but he doesn't make it stick. Maybe in turn 2 or 3 with DRS. As the rear wing does open, he is going fast. He's going for it into turn 3. Will he make it stick? No, he does not. as RDO and Igor have joined the party of the Red Bulls and Gov, and this is where it goes frustrating for them because they are obviously on mediums and they'll be losing a lot of time behind the alpha of Gov. In the meantime, we have Steve filling out a gap. Of course, he's fast, especially in Castle, because he has the better tire option. As there is a bit of a train behind Christoph now. Yeah, Christoph, of course, fighting on for dear life on those 11 levels hearts as his teammates is still the very set he started on. I think, oh, but Gray has had some bit of bad luck and has been overtaken by both alphas, as there is a move from Cat, doesn't make it stick. Yes, he has made it stick. But now comes the question, can he keep it? Yes, he will, because there is another virtual safety car. A lot of guys pit. Is Luke pitting? Wow! Luke actually pit. Wow. Christopher may also be wanting to pit soon, as the gap is 8 seconds between Ted and Steve. Steve again on hards. Then we have the train of Gustav, Trucco and Reno with in the background Bundes, followed by Chris, CT, Ice Demon and Igor. Gazelle, Gray, Fallen from Grace, Hank, Luke, WRXD, RDO and Andrew. As DNFs we only have Morris, Guy, Jamie and Quacker. As we go again, Steve has lost a massive jump in that time. There is a 1.3 second gap between that and Dangerous, so Dangerous could not keep his tires. Well, they can be wearing, so he's probably saving them. As there are penalties, 5 seconds and a drive-through for RDO. Wow! That's RDO not on it Delta. That's a big hit on RDO. There is some overtaking back here. You see Christoph losing out to Trucco, but keeping out of Reno and Bundes. Chris is picking up the pace again, but I don't know if it will be enough. In the meantime, Ted is pushing and going to catch Steve. Steve's tires, of course, only have a few laps to live. And this is the Bona Motors are Gatlin, where I say someone's tires are going off and he sets it past the sector 1. Great job. There is 10 and a half laps to go. As Eagle is coming through turn 12, does not exceed the track limits. RDO is serving his drive-through, and he still comes out ahead of Andrew, as Hank will probably not pit again, and if it's an incident where he was the victim, he may get them removed. I'll go back in the live chat, see if there is people actually saying it. Not really, but as Steve now goes for the pit stop, of course he has to, but he's going for another set of mediums then. Wait, he isn't going for softs, is he? No, those are mediums, which means that gets the lead. Followed by Dov, followed with a big gap to Trucko, who is in a fight with Christoph, Reno, Bundes. Steve is behind them. Now the Fred Chats of mediums will finish the race on this one. But I don't think he'll be getting back up, as there is a fight between Igor and WRXD. No, wait. Oh, Igor just went into the pit lane. Ah, that's it. As Andrew is trying to overtake RDO, but what's this? A penalty for Trucko for cutting the corners. I'm trying your luck too much on that one, mate. So he needs to put a 3-second gap between him and Christoph. Does he want to keep the podium? Meanwhile, Ted and Dog are still going at it. This will be close for the win. As we can see that RDO is having trouble fighting off Expert Andrew, as Expert is maybe dropping back a bit. There might be trouble for Trucko in third. With penalty, he will fall at least 2 spots behind Bundes and maybe even Pardo as he defends against Christoph. And he does it in a great way. This is where he is digging his own grave, because he can keep them behind, but if they are all within 3 seconds of him, he will lose the positions, and it's contact. That was not the smartest move from Christoph. But yeah, that's not a corner you would go to overtake someone if you're just as fast as them. They have broken a bit loose from Bundes. Does he have damage? Yes, he has an end plate missing. Yeah, he misses an end plate. Reno is still flying. Christoph, yeah. Christoph did not damage Christoph. Did it damage Christoph? Doesn't look like it. Dov is now 2 seconds behind that, and it's growing. There's only 9 laps to go. Yeah, 9 laps. Actually, I'm saying that wrong. 8 laps, yeah, now it's 8 laps. As we can see, Steve coming up on Bundes. Bundes is going to pit after all. I don't know when he lost his win, but he's going to lose massive time and places. And with it, he's going to lose points. Very sad indeed, but there is nothing he can do against him. He's falling to P12. Maybe even higher, as CT Ice also pits. This also is not the greatest show from CT, as maybe the Moby still coming out in front of Luke, and he comes out in front of Luke. There was a well done move, as Chris is having trouble keeping Gray behind him. Of course, Gray on way fresher mediums. I think Gray also has the skill above him, and they do collide, and Gray does cut the corner a bit there. Oh. A little bit too eager there, Gray. Oh. Nothing we can do about it now. We got the penalty. Reno is still holding on, but he's being haunted by Steve, who wants his points back. Dangerous is still trying to chase Ted, but it's no use as of yet, as we only have 7 laps left. There may be problems for Christoph, as he has fallen behind DRS and has lost position 1. Or like 1 position, as Steve is catching up to it. Maybe within the DRS zone, not as of yet. Now Christoph has the DRS on Reno. Will Reno be able to keep Christoph behind him? Christoph has gone elastic time, but he is learned and he is not doing it again as of yet. Steve is now within the second almost. Yes, he is within the second. Where's also close battle? Yes, still Gray versus Chris. That's the closest gap as of yet. Of course, a 4-way fight is always fun to watch. No incidents into the castle. No, there isn't, as Anka said, hey, I want to join the battle. They actually going side by side. No, they were almost going side by side. Gray really wants to overtake him. Is he going for a dive here? No, but he is going to be overtaken by Ang. Is he going for the move? He is. Does he make it stick? Yes, but there is contact between him and Ang. Oh, he was alongside, so he had the right to take the move, but personally I wouldn't. Christoph has now fallen a second behind Reno, will not have DRS, and this will not help him against Steve, who's on fresh tires, softer tires, and DRS. And as suspected, I don't think he will. I think he will go for it in turn 3, or in the run up to turn 3. He now comes across the DRS line. Rear wing has opened. If he has any DRS, this is the time to deploy it. And indeed, he's deploying the last of his DRS alongside. And Christoph just closes the door on him. That was a very dangerous defense from Christoph, illegal even. Is there any damage on board with Steven? Yes, there is. Oh. Christoph, what have you done? I mean, I understand you want to keep the place, but holy, you do not defend that like that there. So yeah, that's basically the top 3 settled, and there's no way Steve will catch up to them with this damage now. So the top 3 will be Ted, Dangerous, and Reno, but in what order will they finish? As there's just over 5 laps to cover. I can't see if he has excess fuel. He does have no DRS left. Dob does have some DRS left, same with Reno. And I think that's going to be a perfect executed weekend by Alfa Romeo with a 1-3 as it looks like. Is he going for it again? No, not yet. He of course has his damage now, which is not helping him. This race has just been disaster after disaster. As there are more penalties won for RDO for multiple times, multiple warnings. As Bunders has left in the pit lane, Bunders is done with it. He was P30 and he has said, "Frick this, I'm out." This ghost is still moving. Is this going to be the glitch again? There's also RDO kits. Now we can use RDO actually. Is Bunders still? No, Bunders is gone. Is CT going to overtake RDO? Probably not. There's now 3-second gap between Ted and Dangerous. And And the closest battle at this moment is between Grey, WRXD, and Castle. The Castle is trying to attack WRXD. Does he have damage? Oh! A dismal way of defending with a broken front wing, what it looks like. Yes, that's an M-play car. As the Mercedes and Ferrari do not have any damage, that's an easy overtake. I think with this penalty that Igor might also snatch the final point away from him. Trucko will also lose P7 probably. As no, Hank is in the pit lane. And he is together with Gray, so yes, Igor will have points in P9. But as McLaren has a double stack. Oh, this cannot go right. Chris made a mistake by hitting. And that's massive time lost from Chris. Nothing to do about it now, as Steve is still wanting that place. He wants P4, he is going for it. Is there a gap closer? No, there is not. It's 4 tenths that separate these two drivers. As we only have around 3 laps to go. If you want to make a move, you have to plan it right now and execute it on the right moment. The right moment has not come yet for Steve, and I think the premature move, the aggressive defending, and just the unluckiness of the incident has put an end to Steve's fight. That is increasing a bit, because now it's going down thanks to the DRS, but with front wing damage you're not going to make it, mate. So I think that's the top 5 confirmed to be Ted, Dom, Reno, Christoph, Steve, Truck, Castle, I think will overtake Trucco. WRX had a dismal start, recovered from it nicely, as Steve almost loses to rear. Luke is having a bit of luck, but he is going to have to fight Andrew. There's a lot of action into this GP, and we're only 2.5 laps away from the end. The tires of Christoph are 21 lap old hards against the 6 lap old mediums, which allows Steve to keep behind it, keep pushing and keep going for it. He is not going to let go of that place, and you can see it in his driving style. Wind damage or not, he keeps to his line responsibly without missing anything, and I think it's paying off with a gap of not even 6 tenths. He is following through the fast part, he does not have to lift, which I think may set him up for a move into turn 1. If I was him, I would have sent it, just to be honest. And he does not send it. He decides to wait for it, for the turn where it all happened. He has 2 laps left. He has 4 chances left into turn 3, turn 1 and turn 3 again. First turn 3 he doesn't do it. The gap between that and dangerous is still 3 seconds, but going down slightly. There are no further fights except for a dive from Luke onto Gray and not making it stick. the Mercedes are close to each other, and this is because between Ang and Luke. And Andrew is trying to hold off Gray ahead of it. Is that a McLaren and an RDO? Yes, it is. Of course, both pitted. Chris has newer tires, but I think then that's all set already. And this fight is still 4 points, remember. No, wait, it isn't, because Gray has his 3-second penalty. As there is now a distance of 1.3 between Steve and Krista. So Steve gets no more chance to redeem himself in this race. As the Mercedes are coming close to each other, Kessel knows that he can get a tow of his teammate. He does get it. Trucker knows he can fight, but he'll lose to a penalty anyway, so he won't obstruct his teammate. That's good teamwork right there. As we go back to Andrew and Gray, the gap is 8/10. As we have the final lap. No one has been lapped so far, which is impressive to be honest. As into turn 1, nothing happens. Turn 2, also nothing happens. The gap is now 7/10, and I think that's the fight. Yes, we won DRS. Gray is catching not by a lot, and that means that his final chance has been folded. But his teammate has done an absolute banner of a race. I literally forgot his starting position. I think he started off pole. And he has had his downs, he had his ups. And right now he is the first winner in Aero Season 6 Tier 5. It's Ted for 20, followed by Dangerous Dub, who's joined by Reno on the podium. Then in P4 we have Christoph still being hunted by Steve, but not enough time. Then there is Casso, who was letting get past by his teammate Trucco. Behind them there is WRXD, who had a dismal start and could not recover. Igor started P11, had a mediocre race, but managed to point forward. This is where it still is going down, guys. These 3 drivers still going at it. Who is going to cross first? It's going to be Andrew, followed by Ang and Gray. Ang manages to win with penalties. Look at P13 with Chris going for P14. That was not a bad race. Lots of action, lots of feelings. Quite some incidents to RDO takes P16 and CTI's rounds of the race. The DNFs were from my head were Jamie, Mr. Morris, Bunders retired in the pits, and there was another one that DNF'd. The last guy to DNF was, let me get a little bit of a gander, was Quacker, who also had mechanical issues apparently. No, both of the Haases did not make it, as well as a Williams and a Renault. But as for now, of course, the top of the standings is Ted, Dove, Reno, Christoph, Steve, Cassell, Trucco, WRXD, Igor, and Expert Andrew round of the top 10. It has been a great race to commentate. It's been a real experience, and oh, look at this, it's a fastest lap from Ang, but he is in P11 by just 3/10. which means he will not get the point. Which means that no one gets an extra point for fastest lap. If he just beat Andrew, then he would have had 2 points equal to Igor. The team that goes in the lead is Alfa Romeo. Great performance from both Dove and Reno. Yeah, it has been a great first race of the season, and there were battles all the way through, and I hope that this does happen a lot more often within season 6. I don't know if I can do interviews or not. I'm going to ask it. I hope I am allowed. I don't know if that's a common thing in Aero. To be honest, I don't stick for the end of the streams. Okay. I am allowed, so I'm going to ask the guys if they want. So I hope they agree with the interviews. Okay, and Reno is the first to reply, so I'm going to first friend him and then add him to the group. I actually this is a bit awkward because I think it is just Reno King, I hope. And then followed by 98. There he is. Reno King, add to the party. That can't do them. Hello. There was a strong showing from you today. Can you hear me? I hope there aren't issues at this part because that would just be sad. Oh, hey. So, how did the race go for you? Oh, you say unfortunate. I was thinking you absolutely took advantage of them. Okay, okay, then that's just. Yeah. Um. Yeah. That's what I wanted to ask. You've been beaten by Dangerous Dove. Your teammate. Are you seeing him as your big next rival, or who do you see as your direct rival right now? Yeah. At least Alpha is in the lead of the championship, so you guys do have the constructors right now. You really think? Then keep it at it, mate. I'll hope to see you do this well in the next race, which will be at. Let me look for a quick look at Great Britain Silverstone. Um, yeah, do you look forward to that track? Yeah. Hey, have a good one. Enjoy the podium, and we'll see you back next week, I hope. Bye. Okay, and I just got confirmation from Dove that he doesn't have a mic on his PlayStation. So that means that this yeah, has been ended with a winner in a Red Bull, followed by the two Alfa Romeos, which now leads the championship. But of course, there are stewards reports to be found, and I hope it will go on like this for our season, because honestly, I'm hyped for the rest of it. Thank you for joining me within this, and I'll see you back next week at Silverstone.